One, two. Yes, yes, yes. One, two, one, two. We are live here at BMC Radio. Welcome along. My name is Tigas, and this is the show called Dina Calma Waves. And we are live now from 4 p.m. UK time until 6 p.m. We have a great show today. I will introduce more and more and more. But now, let's start with music. Stay tuned. BMC Radio BMC Radio. BMC, BMC. BMC Radio. BMC Yes, everyone. Welcome along. My name is Tigas, and this is the show called Dinakama Waves. We are here twice a month, always on Tuesdays, with the show called Dinakama Waves. And first, I would like to shout out all the BMC Radio crew. Today we had Disco Funk Yourself Big Ups with DJ Noibi and Database, and then after that it's here myself today, and I will have with me later Casey and Conor O. They're gonna do an interview, so it's going to be a beautiful show ahead of us. And then yes, later on we will have Jackals and Delta. BMC Radio is live today until 10 p.m. and we are live here from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. So stay tuned. I started the show today with some tunes from an album called A Pegada Agora É Essa. Brazilian artist called Antonio Neves. So I played 3 tracks. You can find the track list afterwards. After the show I will post the list. So yeah, welcome along. If you are listening, give a shout out. I will send you a shout out. Yes, let's go with music. Next up is After Clap.
Ei, Zambi, Zambi, toca seu marroco pra ver. Ei, Zambi, Zambi, se é bom é madeira de lei. Ei, Zambi, Zambi, 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 ei, Zambi, Zambi.
Ipswich in a house. Welcome along, Hops. Thanks for tuning in. Big up. Big up. Big up. BMC Radio. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes. We are listening now. Productions of the one and only Afterclad, all the way from Brazil with Sonho de Vidro. This is BMC Radio, and you are listening to the Nakama Waves radio show. Next up, Esperando o Navio. Thanks for everyone from tuning in. Welcome along. Yes. Got distracted here. So let's go with J.K. Reeve. Era 1, era 2, era 3. Welcome along. This is Nakama Waves Radio Show. Big up, Leo. Big up. Thanks for tuning in.
Soubesse que eu sou
is a little bit of capoeira. Capoeira mixed with reggae. So this is a remix of J.K. Reeve Reworks. It's an album called Férias 77. And this is the show called the Nakama Waves. We are live here until 6 p.m. today. And very soon I will have with me Casey and Conor. Casey representing Poets Palace, and he's gonna bring Conor on board today for an interview, some live performance of poetry as well. So stay tuned here because it's going to be very good show. And yes, let's enjoy more music. This one is quite famous, worldwide famous. I will let you to guess if you know what I'm saying, love. Yes, Liam, welcome along. Thanks for tuning in. BMC Radio.
Sunshine when she's gone. In the back streets of Panama City, whites walking in the shade, I catch a glimpse of your reflections, and I don't know what to say. How can they treat you so bad?
Jeez.
You're looking so good.
This one. Best of Quantique.
I know I shouldn't say it,
Wandering Star. Quantique is and his combo Barbaro.
You can try to keep her, but it'll do you no good.
If you are arriving now, this is the show called Dinakama Waves.
But they treat you
and we are live here until 6.
took a bus to the country, to the coffee and the cane. And when I came back to the city, I just felt the same way. How can they treat you so bad when you're looking so good? I know I shouldn't say it, but I felt like I could. You can try to keep her, but it'll do you no good. How come you're looking so good, but they treat you so bad? When you're looking so good, I know I shouldn't say it, but I felt like I could. You can try to keep her, but it'll do you no good.
Yes, everyone. This track is called Linda Morena.
But they treat you so bad.
Amazing compilation. The best music of Quantique. More than 25 albums. More than 25 tunes on this album. Yeah, beautiful. So in 10 minutes-ish, we will have here live on the station Casey and Conor for a nice interview, live performance, poetry, talks. Casey is gonna be talking about Poets Palace, of course. And now I'm gonna talk about Nakama. Nakama Collective, you know, this is the radio show called Nakama Waves, so we are part of Nakama Collective, and we are celebrating 15 years of history this year. And in March, we will have a nice event, our music and poetry night at Hutanani Brixton, 26th of March, the Female Energy, and we launched the lineup yesterday. So if you find Nakama on Instagram, Coletivo Nakama, you will see the lineup there. And in April, we're gonna do our big party, 15th anniversary of Nakama. Yes, April, Grow Hackney, Friday, 26th of April. Jeez, exciting news. And we are here at BMC Radio every other week, let's say. So every second and every fourth Tuesday of the month with this show called Nakama Waves, where we share the space here with BMC Radio between myself, DJ Tigas, Casey, Leandro, and Chelsea. We all do our things and we bring guests to be part of the show. We like to bring people here for interviews. Our poets that perform in our events as well, we like to bring them here so we can talk about life, we can talk about projects, we can give more space. And we are very grateful for this space, so shout out to BMC Radio for having us here. And yes, excited. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. I hope you were enjoying the show. I hope you were enjoying the tunes. And yeah, let's keep music until the guys arrive, and then we kick off with the next part of the program. BMC Radio.
puestos abajo, nos colamos por las grietas, tomándonos las ruinas de su imperio Bamba.
Yes, people. We live here, BMC Radio, and one of our guests is here already. I want to say hello to the camera there. So this is Conor. He's here today. We're gonna have a chat with Casey. Casey's arriving as well. We're gonna talk about his projects, his journey. I think he's gonna perform something for us as well, but we'll keep surprise. I'm not gonna steal Casey's show. And yeah, for now we are listening some tunes from a compilation called Sanctuary, released by Movimentos. We just heard Malfino, and now we are listening to a track called Sevenito. So yeah, stay tuned. Very soon we're gonna start with more chat, more interesting things for you here at BMC Radio. yes, people of BMC Radio. We are live here, and now we got more people. Welcome along, Casey. It's been a while. As I said earlier, we share this space here between myself, Casey, Leandro, Chelsea, and we try to, bring people into the radio to tell us more interesting stories about their lives, their projects, and this is what we're doing here today. And now I will pass the microphone to Casey and to Conor. They're going to have a nice chat and a nice second part of the show. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the tunes I played earlier. The set list will be live, in a couple of days. I will share that with you in case you want to know what I played. And yes, welcome, Casey.
Thank you very much, Tiago. Welcome, everybody, to BMC Radio, to the people that are tuning in right now. I'm sure the set was amazing. I just wasn't here for it, but Tiago's tunes are always awesome. And I'm sure, have you got some tunes for kind of like in between our poems? Yeah, okay, awesome. Nice to be back. I haven't been in this little studio in the Hope and Anchor Garden in a very long time. Hello, everybody. If you're listening, say hello in the comments if you're there. Thanks to anyone that's tuned in from Poets Palace or on Calma Waves. I haven't been here since when? October?
November, yeah.
October, November. It's a bit cold in the winter to be here, but we are back. We will be here. I think I'll be here every 6 weeks with a different poet to speak to, which reminds me that there is a marvellous person on my right-hand side. Hello, Conor. How are you today?
I'm good, brother. Thank you for having me.
No, you're more than welcome. Conor is Well, you tell us who you are. Tell us about you, Conor. Tell us about the work that you do.
Well, with regards to music and poetry, I feel I'm very much still finding my voice. I kind of came into this through the healing space. So historically, I've had a clinic where I do different types of therapies. And then when I started to dive a bit deeper into my spiritual journey, I was guided to start singing. And at a ceremony, I met a wonderful poet called Holly, who...
She is a wonderful poet.
Yeah, well known on the scene. And she basically, at the ceremony, said, why don't you come along? She heard some of my music. And to cut a long story short, the end of 2023... No, what are we in now? End of 2022.
We're in 2024.
All right. Holly took me to Poets Palace, which is your event.
Awesome.
And I was not prepared to perform. I just wanted to come and receive some good vibrations. But then when I went in, you obviously said, there's space. Do you want to jump on the mic? And I did.
Yeah, I remember that. It's great to have you on as a guest, Conor.
Thank you for
I think you don't do yourself justice. You're a musician and you're a poet. Amidst many other things, you may have be finding your feet through it. But from what I've seen you perform, you're most certainly a musician and a poet yourself. And you do other things as well. Talk to us about the healing side of things, about the therapy side of things, about maybe the rope flow stuff. Tell us about yourself a little bit more.
Yeah, so I guess one of the archetypes that is somewhat resonant for me is that of a wounded healer. So from a young age, I would, through my own challenges in life, physically, psychologically, I would always be seeking ways to heal. And initially that came through movement and training. So I was going to the gym, and that ended up leading me down to being like a physiotherapist, massage therapist, and a movement coach. And when I was in those spaces, I guess one of the things that seems to, where I find myself, is helping people remove blocks or tension from their space, whether that's their physical, their mental, their emotional. And so as I've been on that journey and I removed more blocks from my own field, I'm now hoping to extend that through my artwork. And so it started as a physical and a bit of the psychological, and now the music seems, I guess, like a way to make this medicine taste sweet. I think that's Rumi's words, but
I like that.
Yeah,
don't worry, just take them as your own. Take them as your own. Yeah, definitely. And I've known you as, your Instagram says Conor Flow, and now as an artist you're going by Conor O. And I think that's something that epitomizes you is definitely that state of flow actually into healing that you find through your art and through your movement. And we are here to speak about poetry. And I might do a little poem if people are listening. Are people listening? People are listening. Oh, people are there. I keep looking at the wrong camera. We have a different camera angle now. So I might open on a poem that I always open my nights on, that I think will lead quite nicely into whatever you're about to do next, I'm guessing. So we're going to do a couple of poems. So I'm going to start on a poem that I often do called Flow State. I rate flow state. It makes me gyrate. So breathe deeply and hydrate the mind. Be the guide to the blinded third eye. Let me demonstrate. Only an already emptying soul would believe itself full. Fills and refills in life's fluctuating thrill. Need a refill? Try to be still. Allow the universe to exercise its will. Fluctuating fulfillment, open to experiment, soul enrichment, exposure to all elements. Flow state guides my fate to creativity, best case, happy place. Mindset is best placed in all present moments. All gifts to the chosen. Each of you are chosen. Your destinies are woven into space-time, atmospheric design, respiration, so fine. Airborne inspiration, reborn elevation, every breath. A sign. Transcend towards the divine self. You are wealthy. Your soul is stealthy. Magical. Mystical. You are mystic magic. Cryptic facets. Inwardness catches and cradles you. Go forth and eat at the table of your centrality. Shadow work sitting with your duality. Redefine your place in humanity. Different race, religion, sex, or nationality. Can't we all be one? In spirituality. Give love a chance. From your well of love within, pull the bucket cord and call what has always been there. Your wellspring of love will spring you well above and beyond to reach the souls of others. Love is life, life is soul, soul is us. We are whole, we come from our mothers. And from fungal life we grow. That we should understand and know. Forged from the masses of what came before, life's endless cycles is what we are fighting for. So fill that cup, but don't despair. When it empties, we rely on the cycle of dreamt it. Manifest your highest self and glow, and amidst it all, find your flow. Thank you. It's been a while. It feels strange doing a poem to a room with two people in it, but it's quite intimate, and knowing that other people are listening, it's very different from an audience situation. That's why I thought I'd break that ice for you, because I know we just got here. But I also feel like that poem, it reflects all types of creativity and flow state, but I feel like it really connects with you and the type of energy that you project, so I was quite happy to share it with you. How long have you been on the poetry scene, Connor?
So I've been talking a lot of shit for a long time, but when it comes to the actual poetry scene, it was the end of 2022 at Poets Palace in Antenna Studios.
So that was the first one you ever performed at. Big up Poets Palace.
Big up Poets Palace. Honestly, I'd never even been to a poetry night, so I didn't even know what these were about.
Clicks.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's to make us feel better about ourselves.
But it was
it's for the fragile egos.
But incredible space you hold, you know, and it was really, for me, like what I would say, like safe spaces for authentic expression only came through plant medicine ceremonies where we would have sharing circles. So people would come forward and say, this is what I'm going through, this is what I'm trying to heal from. And then I would come back from these experiences, like the one I met Holly at, I mentioned, and I was like in the city lost, like what am I doing? I'm still drinking in the same places, like not really feeling like I'm fulfilled at all. And then, so when I came to open mics, it was a similar vibe. People are drunk, chattering away. And yeah, when I came to Poets Palace, the fact that everyone was silent and giving you that, listening, you know, and really hearing what you're saying and witnessing you, it's mystic magic, baby.
Mystic magic, cryptic facets. Thanks for quoting me. Thank you. I appreciate that. Poets Palace is a night that I run amongst many others. The poetry community in itself provides a safe space, and I think with poetry open mics, there's a big difference between a poetry open mic and a music open mic, and the big one is that everybody listens at poetry open mics, and they are safe spaces, they are sacred spaces, and I'm really glad that that community has acted as a cradle for you to feel safe in outside of a plant medicine space. That's a huge comparison and a beautiful comparison. I think it'd be fun to... Go on, you're going to say something. Go on.
Tish
Cut
said
me
that
off.
before. You're like our shaman.
I'm not a shaman. Stop bigging me
No,
up.
but in the poetry scene, do you know what I mean? It's like you're holding the space and knowing sort of how to make everyone feel welcome there. And yeah, it's a real blessing what you bring into the city.
I think that poetry promoters, I'm trying to like project this off myself a little bit, but yeah, thank you. I think poetry promoters have got a huge responsibility to hold safe spaces and create positive platforms for people to build and for people to grow as artists, for people to get paid as artists. And I think we have a lot of responsibility to do things in the right way. And with the scene growing and exploding so much, I think it's really important to lead from the front in that respect. So I appreciate the words. And I've got another great person to my left-hand side that holds and has held spaces for 15 years, music, poetry, art spaces. So big up Tiago on my left. Conor, can you share some poetry with us?
For sure.
I think we're ready for it. I think we're ready. You go away. You take it away.
Thank you. So this one's called Currency, and it was originally a song. And this was the one when Holly first brought me into Poets Palace. I was just in the toilet frantically writing it down, trying to remember it. And I actually prefer it as a poem now. So anyway, this is called Currency. Is it this camera? Yeah. See, I've been trying to get my heart into the art of living, ignite my creative spark to spread waves of healing. I've been trying to connect my gut to all these things I'm feeling, move on through these growing pains, feel like a toddler teething. And I've been trying to wrap my head around being a truth seeker, listen with intent to all my brothers and my sisters, keep my eyes wide open, remain as the witness. I'm not driven by the money, but I'm so ambitious. Love is the currency of which I seek. These shiny human-made things are nice, but they don't tempt me. Sipping from the sacred source daily, and I've got plenty. Sipping from the sacred source daily, and I've got plenty. See, I've been shaking off the shackles of my own fear, shaking off the worries of the judgments from my own peers, shaking off the traumas of the past that I carried for years. Take it back to the present, I'ma be right here. I'm trying to rise above the thirst for adoration. To keep the message pure, do you know what I'm saying? I know money can dilute or pollute a situation, so I seek to stay connected to the source of all creation. Love is the currency of which I seek. These shiny human-made things are nice, but they don't tempt me. Sipping from the sacred source daily, and I've got plenty. Sipping from the sacred source daily, and I've got plenty. Thank you.
Yes, Conor.
Thank you.
Bars. Just spat some fire in the booth. I can hear the healing messages. I'm feeling the metaphorical sipping from the source.
Thank you, brother.
Can you open it up for us a little bit more? Like, what's in there? Like, what can you unpack? What I love about this process is being like, okay, so what were you feeling when you wrote that? What were you thinking when you wrote that? What source are you sipping from? What is this daily practice?
There's a few levels to it. And I just kind of want to briefly express the need for it for me, firstly, was because I was going through all these massive awakenings and transitions to, you could summarize it, let's say, from being in a culture where most of what we value other people on is based on what they own, their material, how many experiences have they had, how many countries, how much money, what car, or what, you know, all these things. And starting to go through a transition of finding that inner richness, which isn't to reject the benefit of having nice material things, but in terms of what was leading the way. And so love, really, what it roots back to for me, the heart center, and finding that nourishment that's within every single one of us. So when I say the source or the water, I'm not attached to any religion. I've explored many different faiths and practices, and I view value in all of them. I'm really intrigued to learn about them all. But when I say this source, it's that internal spring that we all have access to if we tap into it, that connects us all at the root. I could go on a tangent.
Sorry, that connects from like the internal source. Sorry, I'm really glad I opened on flow state because I've got the line from your well of love within pull the bucket cord and call what has always been there. Your wellspring of love will spring you well above and beyond. It's like that. It's that wellspring, that spring that lives within you. I spoke about it as a spring. You spoke about it as a source, but it's that depth where love lies.
Yes,
like
the water of life, you know. And if we're 70 or 80% water, the heart's pumping blood.
We are.
You know, that's mostly water. Water's connecting through every single aspect, and you can view it in a physical or a spiritual sense, either way. But for me, just sitting in that and asking to be nourished, be watered by a source, you'll get watered.
And then pushed and pulled like a tide by the full moon, like we are all just connected through it.
Exactly. It's a fascinating thing, huh?
Things got
moving.
Deep. Things got deep today. I don't know the order of which we're playing today, but I feel like Tigas might need to have a tune for us ready. Before we maybe listen to a little bit of music, move on to a couple more poems. How does that sound to you, Connor?
Sounds great.
Wonderful, excellent. While we're getting Tigas, I just want to shout out Tish and Solomon and Mercy, who are currently gearing up for Poets Palace Brighton. It got shouted out on BBC Radio Sussex this morning. There's a whole event going down for Poets Palace in the South Coast today, so big up those people. And if you are listening from Brighton, you fancy a night out, get down there. Grab yourself a ticket. There are still a few tickets available left, and we would love to see as many faces down there as possible. That would be awesome. So shout out those people if they are listening. I don't know if they've connected or not. Tigas, we roll in the track.
Canarinho da Alemanha, Rochinol e Sabiá, Verdilhinho, Acauã, nunca mais eu vi cantar. Como pode o passarinho viver preso na gaiola? Como pode o passarinho viver preso na gaiola? Beija-flor, papacapim, assanha, pajeú, graúna, caboclinho, já não vejo mais nenhum. Como pode o passarinho viver preso na gaiola? Ei, boiada, ei, povão, pisa no chão bem devagar. Ei, boiada, no chão bem devagar. Sem roubar nem matar, o pobre foi condenado. Mesmo assim ainda canta, som preto, canário, pardo. Como pode o passarinho viver preso na gaiola? Periquito, patativa, curió e azulão, ei, xexé da bananeira, lá no alto do sertão. Como pode o passarinho viver preso na gaiola? No chão bem devagar. Ei, boiada, ei, povão, pisa no chão bem devagar. Ei, boiada, ei, povão, ei, boiada, ei, meu irmão. Ei, boiada, ei, povão, pisa no chão devagar.
Mate, I always love the tracks of Tigas. The tracks of Tigas or Tigas' tracks? Tigas' tracks. This man is a DJ and a half. He actually DJ'd the Poets Palace EP launch party / end of year party in December. That was awesome. That was so awesome. Conor, were you there?
No.
Oh, damn. Then we got nothing to talk about on that matter. But you were at the last Poets Palace. How was your experience? You performed there.
Amazing. I always have such a good time there. The crowd is just vibey. It's lively. Always good energy. So, yeah, there was a music edition at, what was the pub? Queen of the South.
Queen of the South pub, Tulse Hill. Shout them out.
South, Tulse Hill. So, yeah, I had a great time. Had a little collab with Heya. And we're exploring that. So, yeah, I'm excited to do some more collaborations with people, really, and keep the creativity growing.
Yeah, it's an interesting space when you blend work, actually, and because inherently poetry can be quite personal. So to blend your work with somebody is quite an intimate thing to do. How did you find that process of collaborating with Heya?
It felt like second nature, really. I had a verse written to a lo-fi track, and I just could hear Heya, like, maybe it was inspired by some of her work, I'm not sure. But after I'd recorded it... Is that better? All right.
That's much better.
Okay, so after I'd just recorded it on my phone, I sent it over to her and said, would you want to jump on and do a collaboration here? Because I could really hear her voice in it. And she was feeling it. So, yeah, we just had a little chill in the clinic and started putting some stuff together. It still feels like early days, but we're excited.
Yeah, what you performed was beautiful. It was short and fiery, and I'm looking forward to it being longer and fiery. Yeah,
Sometimes
the energy.
I like that, you know.
Just a short piece. Just get up, slay it, drop the mic, get off.
It's more like to test the waters, you know. So just to rip the Band-Aid off, like, oh, there's a lot of nerves.
True.
Here. Let's just jump in, see what happens, come back out, and. You know, I'm trying to view performances. It used to be a case of I wouldn't do anything because you want it to be perfect. And now I'm like, it's never perfect. Let's just step out and see and just play.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of poetry. And I think that I prefer a 2 to 3 minute piece to a 6 to 8 minute piece. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think for me, for sure, it's like better to leave too soon than stay too long.
Yeah.
You know?
And I spoke to somebody on the scene about this that runs another open mic night. It's not really an open mic night. Ted Temple, who runs Grooveverse, we spoke about the competition element, and we noticed a pattern that the people that go on for too long never win. The people that have the short, snappy, powerful poems usually are the winners. So there you go, top tip. Top tip if you're trying to please a crowd, if you're trying to win an audience over, maybe the shorter the better, and that's not what you expected, because us as poets are always trying to cram the maximum of what we wrote in, and we write so much. What's your writing process? Are you journaling a lot, or how often do you write? How do poems or songs come about for you? Because you're posting a lot online with your ideas and your concepts, etc.
Yeah, so I've been a writer for years, probably from when I was so I'm 31 now, and when I was about 18, I started journaling a lot. I was going through a really difficult phase in life, and the training wasn't enough therapy at that point. So I had my training, my medicines, and journaling. That was the next thing. It allowed me to take what was floating around in my head, these thoughts, these patterns, put them down on paper and acknowledge them, so that next time they presented themselves, I could say, I don't need to go down that rabbit hole because I've been there on paper.
I like that.
I like that.
Keep going, please keep going.
What that allowed me to do, and continues to allow me to do, is sink deeper into myself, self-realization, understand what lays deeper than the thoughts that are floating around the mind, which can often overwhelm or drown, you know. So that's my process, really. I just try and drop deeper and deeper and come to know myself and be really radically honest with myself, you know.
Also, I find that process, that very process that you just described, sums up the healing and self-reflective work that you can do just from writing poems. It really is quite a magical tool that can get you out of some quite tricky situations. If you're listening and you're thinking, I'm not a poet, you are. You are.
Yes, you are.
Which camera am I looking at? You are. 70 people that might be listening. You definitely are. I'm going to do a poem. You made me think of the moon in our last conversation before the musical break. And I'm going to share something intimate that I haven't shared before on a mic. So here we go. And it's a small note in my phone, and you've prompted me to do it because it's a healing piece. But let's just do it. You need to ask me questions after. We're going to flip the interview process.
Okay, I got you.
When I look at the moon, I think of you. Like us, it stands alone and shines. Somehow I know you're looking at it too. Working out the yours and mine. And I'd swap a night of full moonshine to be eclipsed just one more time by your beauty. But patience is power. And I will allow my shape and form to wax, wane and restore for more opportunities to bathe in rays. As night bleeds into day and it dawns on me. Iridescent colours light up the sky. The morning mourns your absence and cries out your name. It's a shame you're not here, but you're there, near. Is it fair that forces of nature connect us? The surging sun star charges us up. It sets in slowly. That we are but dust in this universe of infinite possibilities. Thank you.
Okay, so we flip. Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me whatever you like.
Right.
Except for who was that about?
Okay. we'll warm up for that one. We'll warm up to that one.
'Cause she might be listening.
Okay. Hello, whoever you are. You've inspired some incredible artwork.
You lucky woman.
So you were telling me when Tiago was playing the track earlier that you're very busy. You got a lot going on. Obviously teaching, running different events, like just living, trying to make rent and go to the gym and eat healthy, all these things. How do you find space in that schedule to make room for this creativity? Because sometimes it feels like if there's so much pressure on the outside, it's like, where do you create that little vessel of openness for that, you know?
I don't know. You're right. I was just saying about how I've got no time for anything, but I do have time to write. Sometimes I gratitude journal in the morning. Sometimes I reflect when I'm going through difficult times, and that helps me write poetry. But usually, like I wrote that poem looking at the moon and reflecting on how I felt about a certain person and feeling connected with that certain person in that moment. And I was like, oh my God, I need to write this down. And I had this whole idea of a bit of wordplay with waxing and waning, and it dawns on me and it sets in. So I had that idea for the wordplay maybe. I think that happens quite a lot. I have a wordplay. Sorry, there's two things. An emotional moment triggers me to write, and I write the thing down and then I leave it. Or a wordplay thing triggers my mind, and I write that down and I leave it, and then I come back to it and I leave it and I come back to it. Sometimes I'll write the whole thing out in one hit. Sometimes I'll just flit in between poems. Sometimes I performed a poem on Wednesday that's taken me 3 years to write. So it's a bit of a manic process. It's a bit all over the place. There's no real structure to how I do it actually, but it's just as and when I can in the chaos that is life.
How long have you been writing for?
I've been writing something all my life. I've been writing poetry for just 3 years. And
how long have you been sharing it for?
2.
2 years. Wow, you've made some movements. Power to you, bro.
Let's flip it. You ready to do another poem?
Yeah.
Good idea. Take it away.
This one's called Pain. So short and sweet.
Sounds appropriate.
Short and sweet. I'll do the poem and then see if we want to speak after about it. We all feel pain just in different ways. For years mine turned to anger, frustration for days. Hitting walls, doors and heavy bags till I was bleeding. Adrenaline through the roof, hard to control my breathing. I got stronger, but now I know I wasn't healing. As long as I viewed a tear falling as a weakness. So now I stand tall as the tears fall down, running over my cheeks and beard and hitting the ground. I don't even want to wipe them off. I want to feel them kiss my skin, because I can only let go of this pain once I let it in. Thank you.
Do you ever perform pieces like that on stages in front of people?
Actually, I did it in Karma.
Okay.
That's the only time I've ever performed it because I wasn't going to perform anything. I wasn't even going to come out that night, but Holly was performing, so I thought, yeah, let me come and support.
Okay.
Remember you said this before going on the stage. You're like, oh, I wasn't planning to do this, and you just did it.
Yeah, it was kind of similar to the first time performing at Poets Palace, and I don't know, that seems to be part of the way things are unfolding for me. Is I make a lot of mistakes on stage, and I just roll with it and laugh, and that seems to be in some way a service.
That's the best way to be.
It kind of cracks attention, and I also I'm sort of trying to just be ready at any moment to open, not hold on to a certain time so much. So yeah, I first performed at Karma, and for me it was about trying to find balance between the masculine and feminine. So I hadn't cried since I was a child. Then when I started going to ceremony, broke through emotional blockages, and that was where
that's huge,
really huge, and that was where the creativity came from, because it was essentially, now you're able to express your emotions. It doesn't have to be crying, it can be singing. And I got to a point where I realized I'd always believed a man crying was weak, and it was shameful. And then I got to a point of embracing those emotions and realizing this is courage, because it's what is, and I'm standing and facing. So I didn't want to, sometimes you might need to crumble, but I didn't want to have to feel like I'm cowering with my tears. It was like, oh, I'm going to stand proud chested and let the tears run down my face. That was kind of the balance,
It's powerful. It's really powerful. It's really brave of you to share that as well.
I appreciate that.
No,
man.
I appreciate it too, because I don't know if I was brought up on it, but I always believed the same thing, that men crying was weakness. And as a person, as a young man that cried quite a lot, I'm now grateful for that ability to cry and be in touch with my emotions. So, yeah, thank you for sharing that. Touched me. It's powerful.
I think you already shared these on the camera as well, right? You spoke about
Me?
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
I shared this an Kalma
Yeah, saying about,
about it being okay to express your emotions. Oh, the last I did. Sorry, I did share a pretty raw piece at the last Kalma. You're right, yeah. And I think I always lean towards doing my funnier poems that have more playfulness and more jokes, and maybe I hide behind that a little bit, and I find it harder to just get up and do, okay, so here's no jokes, just sad, just the pain. But it's something that I want to break through. So, yeah, and having men around me like the men I have around me right now is a good example on how to do that. Yeah. Conor, talk to us about projects that you've got on. You run a night, you run a jam, you do other bits and bobs. Boost yourself up, big yourself up. Tell us what you're doing.
Okay, so big myself up. Basically,
big yourself up fully.
I'm committed to 3 projects, 3 seeds I'm watering at the moment. One being my art, my poetry, my music. The second being my community. And yeah, as Casey alluded to, we've got regular jams in Bromley, which are, let's say, grassroots, but floor level. We're sitting on the floor, 10 of us in a room, expressing ourselves, discovering our sounds. And got a night on once a month in Forest Hill in southeast London now, so that's exciting. And trying to essentially maintain that essence I explained that Casey and the poetry community hold at events like Poets Palace, try and bring that to music and dance and poetry. So it's a vibe, yeah. If you want to check it out, then on the social it's Conor O Flow, CONORO FLOW. Drop me a message, yeah.
Absolutely. Please get in touch with Conor. I haven't yet been through to the event. Is it in Forest Hill?
Forest Hill is the open mic vibe, yeah.
I need to come through, and I will be coming through. I believe we're going to take a little pause. DJ Tigas is going to play us a little track, and then we're going to come back with some music attack from Conor O himself. Speak to you soon.
Na na was so full and as nice. When we would dance in the moonlight, but it's so close enough to Fahrenheit. Flying, gliding through the sky, much beauty we see with our eyes. Whoa, whoa. And how we love to pass the time. What did you feel in my eyes? How I remember the times that we had. How I remember the times that we had. How I remember the good times that we had. How I remember the good times that we had. How I remember the good times that we had. How I remember the good times that we had. How I remember the good times that we had. How I remember the good times that we had. Na 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 na
More beautiful music there. Kokoroko. Could we be more? Beautiful. I'm doing Tigas' job for him, shouting out the music, but you know, maybe there's a DJ in me somewhere. We are coming towards the end of our first hour of 2024 on Uncalma Waves, which is a beautiful thing. And Conor O is going to close the show with a little bit of his flow. Introduce yourself, Conor, one more time, and you can take it away.
Yes, my name is Conor O. This song is called Blossoms. There's an invitation if you would like to have a visualization of your heart space opening like a flower as it blossoms. All right, let's go. It's okay. So many lessons to integrate. I'm here to heal and enhance, not to escape. I witness day by day the new me starting to take shape. And not a moment too late, she told me not to fight fire with fire. So I speak my truth and silence my liar. Radiating gratitude, harness my desires. Love is mine to choose whenever hatred conspires. And I'll be opening my heart just like a flower as it blossoms, remembering something somehow I seem to have forgotten. But now I'm remembering. Yes, I'll be opening my heart just like a flower as it blossoms, remembering something somehow I seem to have forgotten. But now I'm remembering. Shedding back the layers, I turn my heart from stone to flesh. And if I need to shed a few tears, it's so blessed. Had to face some fears so I could get them off my chest. And if I just got out the way, I wonder what we could manifest. A wise one once said the work's never done, but it don't have to be so serious. Come on, have some fun. And day by day the negativity is shunned. I choose these positive vibrations, relax and watch the ripples run. And I'll be opening my heart just like a flower as it blossoms, remembering something somehow I seem to have forgotten. But now I'm remembering. And I'll be loving my light, loving my dark, loving it all, every single part. Loving my light, loving my dark, loving it all, every single part. I'll be opening my heart just like a flower as it blossoms, remembering something somehow I seem to have forgotten.
Thank you very much, Connor. That was beautiful. Tigas, wasn't that beautiful?
Very beautiful.
So beautiful. It's so nice to have a blend of poetry and music in the studio. Connor, you are a talented wordsmith. Your craft is a beautiful thing. You're a great musician. Keep doing what you're doing. Get yourself on more stages. Get yourself out there. Keep going to more and more events. Keep hosting the spaces that you are hosting. The world and the community needs more people like you. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you, brother. The world needs more people like you.
Stop it.
Reflections, bro. You're a wordsmith as well. And yeah, thank you for the space today, guys. I really appreciate it. Bless up everyone.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much to the one, the only Tigas, who we're going to throw it back to conclude the show.
Yes, my people. So, you guys again, a lot of thank you in the end. But yeah,
thank you.
Thanks for taking your time, coming down to the radio. Since we started doing this, bringing more guests, I think the radio show itself, our radio show Nakama Waves, it got way more interest than just me playing tunes. I think the atmosphere here on the studio is really nice, even it's just us. We never know who is listening, but yeah, to everyone listening now, thank you for tuning in.
Yes, thank you very much.
This is the show called the Nakama Waves. We are here almost every other week. It's actually every second and every fourth Tuesday of the month.
You just got to keep an eye out on social media, really.
Yeah, exactly.
You just got to keep an eye out. But it's a nice little 4 till 6 p.m. jam if you want to listen to something different, isn't it? Some good conversation, some good music, some good poetry.
That's it. And afterwards, we're going to post the complete show on YouTube, so you can listen back if you want.
I look forward to listening.
And yeah.
I have some shout-outs to make. And Karma have an event coming up on Tuesday, the 26th?
Yes.
Of March. Which is super convenient because Poets Palace has a show coming up on Wednesday, the 27th of March. So everybody go and buy your tickets to both back-to-back poetry nights on the way forward for your midweek.
That's amazing, yeah.
It is amazing.
Thank you for, help promoting it. And
always.
It's going to be the Female Energy edition.
Female Energy edition.
Where we will feature only women on the lineup,
Only women on the lineup.
and also only women on the open mic.
I like that for March because March is International Women's Day as well. I like that a
I
lot.
mean, yeah, it's not only March that we need to do this. We try
need to pick up women all
you
the
know,
time, you're right,
not,
Tigas.
we try to bring them all the time. But yeah, special for March, and then in April we will have the Nakalma 15th birthday, 15th anniversary party in Grove Hackney. I said yesterday on the video that we will post the full lineup next week only, so I'm not gonna say
You
anything.
need to add me and Connor to the lineup.
It's just the date, 26th of April in Grove Hackney, 15 years of Nakalma.
Party.
Party.
Not an open mic. Party.
Party.
All DJs.
DJ, live band until like 2 in the morning. So it's like, yeah, Friday night for dance and to celebrate 15 years
No
of
poetry.
history. That night, no poetry.
So those of you that actually hate the poetry and are sick of it, that's your night. We still got a minute.
2 minutes. Do you want to wrap up with a poem or
I'll
something?
wrap.
Yeah, yeah.
Mañana hay un evento
Sí.
en español. No es
Muy
mañana,
bien.
es el jueves. On Thursday, there's an event in Spanish at the Ritzy in Brixton. If there's any Spanish speakers listening out there, please come through. Please grab a ticket. We are growing this spoken word poetry music community in Spanish as well. And it would be wonderful to see your faces there. Nos vemos.
Yeah, well, shout out to you, Casey. I was
Thanks,
forgetting
mate.
about this because this guy, only he wants to work every day. You know, he was doing poetry last week, his Poets Palace music edition, and then today he's here in the radio, and then also in Brighton, and then tomorrow the Spanish edition.
There's no
So
rest
it's
for the
just like,
wicked. There's no rest
know,
for the wicked.
the amount of space that you give to people is incredible. So yeah, really inspiring to see everything you do, and glad
Thank
to
you.
have you know, sharing the space here with me.
I look forward to coming back to share this space with you and bring another awesome guest on, just like Connor. Thank you very much, Connor.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, Tigas.
Yes, big up BMC Radio. Let me do
Big up
a
BMC
last
Radio.
thing here. Look, BMC.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, that was fun. Good work, everyone.